Good evening, friends. Kevin the Comic Doctor coming to you with another live CGC unboxing, an early evening CGC unboxing. Guys, I do apologize. I put 6:15 on there. For some reason, I thought it was 6:30. So I do apologize if you've been waiting around for little old me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Why the early evening? Well, my friends, the Toronto Maple Leafs start their next bout in about half hour to 45 minutes. And I figured I'd come on here and get this done early so I can enjoy the game and take a sort of a night off and hang out with Jack and watch the game. So welcome, my friends. If you're new here, I'm Kevin the Comic Doctor. I'm a comic book presser. I'm also an authorized CGC dealer located way up in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada, every single Tuesday night, usually at 8:30. Again, earlier this evening, I come on here and I share with you any of the comics that have come back from CGC. And again, these comics don't belong to me. They belong to you. They belong to my clients. And this is kind of a virtual show and tell. So here we go, guys. Also today I want to talk to you a little bit about Thunderbolts. Guess what? It's starting this week. Are you excited about Thunderbolts? Have you been buying any books that are associated with Thunderbolts or any of the characters in the film? Let me know. We're going to talk about that very, very, very soon. All right. Let's see what I have for you today. And I think it's a mishmash of stuff. We got some old stuff, some new stuff, and we got guys already here. Hi, finally good to see you. Trevor, how you doing? Hey, Dave, good to see you as well. Lord Thoth is here. How you doing, Lord? I'm sorry I made you wait around. Mike, good to see you as well. Josh W. No, it's happening, Josh. It's happening. All right, here we go. Okay, first off, we have a Fantastic Four annual number 2 popular book and a 5.5, and it is the Canadian edition because there's nothing on the back cover. All right. We also have a Brave and the Bold number 34, origin and first appearance of the Silver Age Hawkman, right here in a 6 point. Boy, we're having a DC day, it looks like, guys. So if you're a DC fan, hope you enjoy. Because we got a Batman 139 coming up next. This is the first appearance of the original Batgirl. I've got a copy of this somewhere myself. It was my intention when my daughter was born to get her, first Batgirl, first Supergirl, and have them for her. And I picked this one up quite cheap going way back. So I think I still have it somewhere. I was going to put together in a really nice display for her. I never did, but I have it still. A Fantastic Four Annual 6. I sold one of these at the last Whatnot sale on Friday night. Right there. Okay, we also have, what else do we have? Oh, another one, another Fantastic Four. This one's in a 7.0. I won't bother taking it out of the bag. You can see it. We also have an Amazing Spider-Man annual number 5 and a 7.5 right there. All right, we have the invoice sheet right there. I'll put that over there. We have an Amazing Spider-Man 55, great Doc Ock cover. Mr. John Romita, gotta love it. All right. Fantastic Four, number 50, Restoration. Small amount of color touch on top staple. Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. It says it's got color touch on the top staple. Look at the top staple. Look at it. Can you see that? It's like scuffed. There's like barely any ink on it, but they're saying there's color touch on it. Gosh, come on, CGC. Seriously? Seriously? We have a Steranko copy of Captain America, number 110. Not my favorite Steranko cover, I'll be honest. I don't know. This one's cool, but I know it's a classic, but not one of my favorites. We have a Hawkman, number 4 from the thumbnail. First appearance of Zatanna in a 4.0. Very cool. And we have a Star Wars number 68 and a 9.2 direct edition. Is my mic not working? Should be working. Oh, maybe. Okay, hold on, guys. If my mic is very soft, I think I know what the problem is. Control panel. You can hear me, right? But is it very soft? Gotcha. How's that? Is that better? That should be better. Is it better now, though? That should do it. I changed the levels. Someone let me know if it's still the same or if it's better. Worse. Test 1 2, test 1 2. Oh, I see the problem. Hold on. Now is it better? Yeah, the wrong mic was selected. It's better now, I bet. Better or worse? I changed to the proper one. Test 1 2 3. Thank you. Yeah. Listen, I hooked up another. If you guys watch my show on Whatnot, I use this little cam here, and this cam has a microphone. And for some reason, it just defaulted it to this. So we fixed it. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, it does. At least you saw the nice comics. We talked about the Star Wars here. We also have a Star Wars number 42 right there in an 8.0. And thanks, everybody, for pointing that out. I like to have the chat on the side just in case that sort of thing happens. Cool. Oh, I love this book. I love this cover. 8.5 copy, Thor 168. Is there anything? Origin of Galactus. I love it, but I love that cover. Wonderful book. Oh, look at this one. Look at this one. Wow. Great book and a great grade. 9.0 copy of Amazing Spider-Man 46 and a 9.0. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. And then we've got a 9.0 copy of ASM 298. A 9.0. Yeah, Lord Thoth, I agree with you wholeheartedly. We also have a Star Wars number 7. First expanded universe story and title. Predates Splinter of the Mind's Eye. First appearance of Crimson Jack and Jolly, number in a 9.0. Early Star Wars book right there. Then we have a 9.0 copy of Secret Wars 8. I won't take it out of the bag. We've seen this a million times, that one. And we also have an 8.5 copy of annual number 16, Amazing Spider-Man. First new Captain Marvel, I believe. I want to try something here. I'm going to try something here and see if this works. Hold on. Hold on. All right, here we go. Let's see if this works. I want to see if this works for you guys. I want to show you this. I'm going to try to share screen. How do I do this? They've got new things on this. I want to see if I can get this working here. Demo scene. No, that's not working. Present or invite. Video file. Share screen. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this or not. Let's see. This is from the John Campea show. Tell me if you guys can hear this.
Our main topic here. Y'all, the Thunderbolts reviews have arrived.
Yes.
And they are pretty stinking glorious. We are at around a 90%. Now, at the time we made our graphic, it was 90%. We've dipped down a little bit to 88.
88
now?
That's because there's 20 more reviews came in since we made the graphic.
Exactly.
But those are still stellar. 88%.
88 is still fantastic for this film. So let's read a couple of these reviews.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
Let's see. Sorry.
Very good news.
There we go. Okay, here we go.
All right. From Bob Shipman over at Movie Bob Central. A Marvel riff on The Boys if it were written for adults instead of edgelord teenagers with oppositional defiant disorder. Whoa.
Wow.
Hot take, Bob. Okay. From Lee McCoy. The characters in Thunderbolts are quite fun and charming. Florence Pugh steals the movie and shines in every scene. I had an inkling. It doesn't necessarily save the current state of the MCU, but it's a start in the right direction. From John Nugent over at Empire Magazine, it doesn't always land, but it dares to be different. From the title to the team up, fresh and thoughtful in a way recent Marvel efforts haven't always managed. From The Guardian, if it ultimately works all due to Pugh, who can wrestle sincerity out of a screenplay and franchise that has so little, capturing a whole emotional arc in just her moments of silence. Now, we do have some of the ones where we're seeing it didn't fire on all cylinders for him. From, I don't know these publications, Gone with the Twins, but why though? A geek community. All right. Entertaining in all the usual
my boy
ways,
Robert
but it can't
Meyer pipes up here.
What's so funny is it's interesting to see how the MCU could do no wrong from like 2008 to 2019. You know, so you had a decade plus stretch, and now we're looking there's a cynicism, there's a malaise, all this stuff has permeated not just the culture but the idea of Marvel movies as a whole. And I think that you know, that's what Marvel's fighting against. There is a deep cynicism that's taken hold, and I also think that, you know, I always talk about movies at scale. Like when I go see a lower budget, like I'll give you an example, Barbarian, the movie Barbarian, $4 million movie. When you go into that movie entertains as much as a $100 million movie does, but people aren't expecting it to change their lives.
Right.
They're just like, wow, that was really surprising and fun. But when you go see a movie like Thunderbolts, it's a $200 million movie. I think people expect the light of heaven to open up, the clouds part, and all their problems are swept away by the 2-hour experience of seeing the Thunderbolts. And when that doesn't happen, they're like, you know, and I'm thinking to myself, what are we talking about here? What kind of, were you entertained?
Right.
But I think there's an expectation that Marvel movies are supposed to provide you with, I don't know, take all of your troubles away, like Calgon.
Exactly. Now that's the thing. I'm really excited. So first of all, that's from the John Campea show. If you guys don't follow John Campea, get over there and listen to him. He does movie talk, television talk every single day. Good news. I mean, I listen to the Campea show and Robert Meyer Burnett quite frequently. I usually hang my hat where Rob hangs his hat, and if they're saying good things about it, that makes me very optimistic and very happy, because let's be honest, not been very excited about most of the MCU offerings in the last couple of years, to be quite honest. And the Thunderbolts, oddly enough, have piqued my interest early on. And hearing this is really good. Now, have I bought my tickets? Yes, I bought my tickets 2.5 weeks ago, and there was no problem getting seats. And we're going Thursday night. I'm very excited to see it. Hearing this from these pundits makes me very, very excited. But Rob makes a good point there. We've come to expect great things from the MCU and going to see these movies. They're, you know, and they just have not been delivering the last couple of years. So hopefully this is going to be a change for the better, and hopefully the stories are going to be a little more exciting, and the character building is going to be there and all that, and it's going to be fantastic. I'm very excited because, again, I really miss going to the movies and getting excited like a little kid for these outings. What do you guys think? Are you excited? Thanks, Lord Thoth. Very good. There's some links right there. Robert Meyer Burnett's website. And Rob does great deep dives into all kinds of movies and pop culture. You definitely want to go check out his channel. He's been on this channel from time to time. I've been over on his channel too a couple of times. And most definitely go check them out. And Campea, you know, I've been listening to him in the background when I'm working for years. You know, so, and he's a fellow Canadian as well too. Well, he lives down in Los Angeles now, but he's from Hamilton, Ontario. Okay, so what do you think? Are you excited? Who of you guys, have you guys bought your tickets yet? Or are you going to see it this week? If you're not, if you're watching this after the fact, have you bought your tickets? Let me know in the comment section below. I want to know who's going. And are you excited, or have you given up? Have you thrown in the towel? Have you had enough? Because I'll tell you something. I was giving Andor a shot. And I episode 2, I'm bored. I am so bored with that show. It looks good, I guess, but it's boring as ever. My God, I just couldn't do it anymore. Maybe because I'm watching it late at night and I'm just too tired to put up with the boredom, but it's pretty damn boring. Derek, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you as well. All right. I want to know what you think of the Thunderbolts. Don't forget to let me know. In the meantime, let's keep going. About another box and a half to go. Okay, so next we have a Spider-Man newsstand edition, number 1 in a 9.2. We have a first appearance of Silver Sable, I believe it is. Right here in an 8.5. Right here. We have a Transformers #1, a newsstand edition in an 8.0. And we have a Hulk 341 in a 9.4. Right there. And then we have, oh, nice. I got a Hulk 346 and a 9.8. And then a Hulk 344 and a 9.6. And all these Hulk books, well, where's 340? Well, 340 is right here. And again, like ASM 361 a few years ago, this has become pretty much a consistent guest on my show pretty much every week. Hulk 340 and 8.5. Again, a direct edition. That concludes box number 1. Box number 2 coming right up. And while I'm prepping for that, guys, hey, did you know there's a sale going on at the comic book, the comic doctor's office? That's right. If you've got books you want to submit for pressing and cleaning right now, up until this Saturday, 15% off the entire order. That or if you're long distance, you can take advantage of our free shipping offer. That's right. So if you want to get your books to us, but you live so far away, you live on the other side of the country or on the other side of the continent, well, guess what? I will cover the shipping label to get your books to us. Only caveat, has to be 10 comics or more. 10 comics or more, and I'll cover your shipping label. If you're from California, I've done quite a few from California, actually. Florida, Texas, anywhere. I'll cover your shipping label with 10 books or more. And that ends this Saturday, May the 3rd. Okay, so, and that's free comic book day. And if you're local, guys, come on by the shop. I'll be, of course, taking submissions on Saturday. And there'll be sales throughout the shop. I know Charlo up at the Comic Loft is having sales. My dollar bins are going to be 50 cents on Saturday with the minimum purchase of $10. And on the $2, $5, and $10 bins, half price, 50% off. And I'll have more sales in store as well. So I hope to see my locals at the shop on Saturday. We haven't had a sale in quite some time. Oh, and I'll have some free comics too, because after all, it is free comic book day, isn't it? So come on by. Oh, I guess I'm not alone here. Look, Dave has something to say. Dave says, I'm glad you said it. Andor is very slow. My God. You know, I watched it and I'm like, is it just me or is this really friggin' boring? Like really boring. Like, what are you guys doing here? There's no action. And that whole stuff with Mon Mothma is so boring. Like whenever that happens, or even the Imperial stuff, I want to see Andor. I go over to Andor and he's always tied up. He's always captured and tied up. It's really weird. Trevor says the other problem is there's so many updates, leaks, expectations that by the time a movie comes out, now you're mostly almost sick of it already. Yeah, you're talking about the MCU stuff, obviously. There haven't been a ton of leaks, I don't think, for this particular movie. They've given us some little treats here and there, but expectations is a word I think that you really, you nailed it on the head. We expect it to be a certain way, and if it's not up to par, then we certainly have something to say about it, don't we? Yeah, the last few, man, since Spider-Man No Way Home, it's been pretty lackluster, which is really a shame. Swag, how you doing, Swaggle House? Good to see you, buddy. I need to take Tuesday nights off more often. Yeah, sorry, I know you're not around usually. But glad you're here. John's here as well. How you doing, John? John says, looking forward to seeing you. I thought you were coming last Saturday. I brought your book with me. It's at the shop and waiting for you. And bring your wallet. Yeah, bring your wallet. Bring your brother too. Is your brother around? Bring Pat by. I haven't seen Pat in a long time. All right, let's keep going here. What else do we got? We got a Spider-Man Wolverine newsstand edition in a 9.6. We have a Daredevil 220. I love this cover with Bullseye. Cool cover in a 9.6. Look at that. I love that. That's awesome. We also have a copy of Amazing Spider-Man 238. First appearance of the Hobby Goblin. The Hobby Goblin in a 9.4. Cool. We also have, a 9.8 copy of Amazing Spider-Man 316. Haven't seen this book as often as we were. Last year, boy, this book was coming in like wildfire. Peter G. Hey, Kevin, got to get Mickey Swagglehorse to make a submission for cleaning and pressing. Hey, listen, maybe Mickey Swagglehorse has his own presser that he's loyal to. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But if he ever wanted to have his books worked on by one of the best in the business, then of course he's more than welcome to. And I'll even cover his shipping label. Swags, I'm just joking. Whatever you want to do, my friend. But I do, again, a lot of guys have their own guy, and that's good. Their own go-to guy. Nothing wrong with that. But always happy to help if you want to try somebody else. Okay. We also have an ASM 120. Where is it? There, it is 7.5. Pretty cool. We have a Spider-Man number 31 and a 4.0. Some pretty massive, wrong way, Kevin. Some pretty massive dog ears on that one. Dannon says, I'll be there Saturday to pick up, drop up. But I may even owe you money. Oh, you're not going to come. You stood me up on Saturday. You're going to come on Saturday. I don't know if I believe you. I don't know if I believe you. I waited till 2:00 for Dannon last Saturday. He stood me up. I've never been stood up by a guy before. All right, 6.5. I'm not going to go anywhere with that. Okay, 6.5 copy of Avengers 57. We also have a 9.6 copy of Web of Spider-Man number 1. And a nice copy of X-Men. I love this copy. This book is awesome. This Jim Lee cover is sick. 268 X-Men in a 9.8. Love this book. The Wolverine, Black Widow, and Captain America. Very nice. Very nice indeed. All right, we got some more old ones here. We got another third copy tonight. Boy, it makes so much noise. Third copy of Fantastic Four Annual number 6 and a 6.5. And I think actually Swags did a video today or last night on the Thunderbolts and how it's affecting the comics associated with it. So go check that out. Superman number 43 and a 2.0. It's a pretty classic cover right there. Very cool. Captain Marvel Adventures number 66 from 1946. This is the oldest book we had today. And it's not a bad grade, man. It's 7.5. Wow. Not a bad grade at all. A 7.5. And check this out. Even with the tanning on the back, check that out. Really out of focus. Sorry about that. There we go. Even with the tanning on the back, this book garners a 7.5. Which kind of, and the weather is here. The weather here is really weird today. We're supposed to be getting hail and hail and like tornado weather. It's really windy out. And I was out a moment ago and it was coming down like the rain. And now it's like sunny. It's so strange. Anyways, the calm before the storm. But this kind of goes to show you that even when you have certain defects like this, well, Kevin, can you get rid of all this tanning? Yeah, maybe. But why? Why bother when you have a book that's, it's going to still garner a 7.5. Why spend the money on it that could potentially harm the book? Like you're putting your book through steps that you may not need to do. You know what I mean? So you want to really talk it over and discuss any conservation with whoever's doing the work to make sure it's really in your best interest to do it if it's really necessary. I mean, honestly, if the book was in really bad shape, if it was like 10 pages, then I'd be more apt to do it because, like I said, when you do deassify a book that happens to be, really tanned or brittle, you're actually breathing new life back in the book. You're actually conserving that book. You're taking care of that book. But a book that's already classified as white pages, and the cover is not too bad. Do you really want to put the book through that? So those are things you really want to consider before going forward. All right. Avengers #2, a low grade copy and a 1.8. And you know what? The book looks really nice for a 1.8. And you're like, why is it only a 1.8? When you turn it over, however, this one obviously had a really significant spine roll that we fixed, but all that damage that was over here on the front has been now, turned over to the back. And so you've got a very weak spine, lots of tears along the edge. Let's see if you can see that a little closer. There you go. You see what I mean? Some tape residue on there too. So it's like, is it worth doing more to it? No. Oh, another one, a Justice League #1. I didn't even know this book was in the lot. And that's a nice copy of JLA #1. In a 1.0 right there. Beautiful copy. This presents for a 1.0. I would not be at all, the word is ashamed. I wouldn't be ashamed to put that on my wall. I'd be very proud to have that on my wall. It's gorgeous. Look at that. It's all there. There's no pieces missing. It's quite nice. It presents very, very nice for a 1.0. The back's not too terrible either, to be honest. Actually, I think they're really hard on that book for a 1.0. Is it split or something? Like the whole thing is there. To me, that's more like a 1.5, even a 1.8. But again, I'm not grading them. I'm just getting them ready. So very nice, very nice. Let's see here. What else do we have? Oh, and if you're wondering, I will be back on Friday night, late Friday night, for another Whatnot sale. I'm going to try to do 4 in a row. I'm going to try, but it's going to be later this Friday. It's going to be like around 10 or 10:30. I'm going to start, only because I'm out. I have a previous engagement, and so I was going to bump it to another time. But Charles was like, no, do it the same night every time. So I'm going to do it Friday night from like 10 till 12 or 10:30 till 12:30. I'm going to give it a shot. 2 hours. That's it. And I found, if you like Golden Age Captain Marvel, Wiz Comics, I found some in my goodie bag. I'm going to bring those to the sale. I found a whole mishmash of interesting stuff. So make sure you put that on your calendar. Friday night, Comic Doctor on Whatnot. And also, if you haven't subscribed, or not subscribed, you haven't registered or Whatnot, you want to download the app. And there's a link in this video below where you can click on that link. When you become registered at Whatnot, your first 15, you got your first purchase, you get $15 off. So give it a shot. Come on by. It's been a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying Whatnot. It's a lot of fun. It moves really quick. And I think I'm giving a lot of good deals out too. All right, here we go. What else we got? We got a Hulk. Oh, geez, a Hulk #4. Nothing wrong with that. A Hulk #4 and a 2.0. All right. And then we have a Spectacular Spider-Man 117 and a 9.8. Very pretty with the saber tooth. That's what I'm going to do on Whatnot, I think. I'm going to start, when I get time, I'm going to start getting little collections of characters, like, a collection of Deadpool books, a collection of Sabretooth books, appearances, and put them in little bundles and stuff and try that out as well. That might be kind of fun. We got a Spider-Man #1 Silver Edition in 9.8. And then we have another 9.0. Oh, look at that. That's nice. Oh, I like that. Okay, we got a Spider-Man 275, also in a 9.8. Another cool Hobgoblin appearance right there. We also have, this is awesome, Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man #2. Wow, look at this. Gorgeous book. 1977, 9.8 white pager with Kraven the Hunter and Tarantula in a 9.8. I don't think I've ever even submitted this book before, ever. Like in the how? Geez, how long have I been doing this? 2011 or 2012? I've never submitted this book, and the first time we have 9.8. Fantastic, fantastic. We also have an X-Men #282, first appearance of Bishop in a 9.2. And we got a few more. We're almost done. Move these over. These are from a pre-screen. I think 2 were rejected and 3 were accepted. 9.8 white pager for X-Men #138, where Cyclops leaves the X-Men. Love this cover. Classic cover. Beautiful cover. And you know what? It's great to have one copy of this particular issue in a 9.8. But you know what? It's always nice to even have 2 copies, both white pages, both in 9.8. Fantastic. And then we also have an X-Men number 4, first appearance of Omega Red, also in a 9.8. Got to love it, my friends. Okay, what's Dave saying over here? What's Dan is? I'm glad I have that buzz. Sweet. All right. What else we got here? David Clark says, "Hey Kevin, I bought the 3-book bundle on your first Whatnot show, ASM 204, Web 18, and Spidey Friends. Oh yeah. Number 1, what boards and bags you use? Thanks." I'll be honest, when it comes to the Whatnot sales, a lot of this stuff I'm pulling out of my collection, I may not be consistent with the bags and boards. That said, the bags and boards that I use consistently are my own boards. I get my own boards made. That's right. I have I sourced out a paper pulp place here in Toronto, and I had some boards made. So they're 0.56. They're brilliant white. If that's the ones you are using, they're fantastic. If I did not use those though, I would use the Pro Line, the Comic Pro Line 0.56 point boards. Those boards are pretty damn good as well. But again, I had my own, I sourced out my own, and I do sell my own here at the shop when I have extra, and when I have time to bundle them. But that's what I use. And then when it comes to the actual bags, again, I use the what do you call it? The OPP. I don't use polypropylene. I use the OPP bags, and those are also Comic Pro Line. But I think BCW also makes an OPP bag that's good. And I mean, if you've got the money and you can afford it, go to the 2mm Mylar bags. Those are even better. And again, Comic Pro Line sells the Mylar bags at a pretty good price. My only complaint is sometimes the seams, like out of a pack of like say 50 or 100, 5 or 6 are going to split on you. That's just the way it works. But I mean, they're so cheap in comparison to Gerber. I mean, in terms of their value, it's worth it. You sacrifice a few, but you're paying way less than Gerber. But that's that. They are nice and thick. Yeah, those 0.56 boards are great. And I 3 to 4 split exactly. And they are nice and thick. You're right. I like the 0.56 boards. When you guys submit books to me for pressing and cleaning, and whether you're getting them graded or not, every single comic that comes through to my shop, if you give me it to me in a pseudo new bag and board, I don't give a damn. I'm taking it out of that bag and board, and we put it in brand new bags and boards. I send every single comic to CGC in a brand new bag and board. And you might think, oh, big deal. It is a big deal. I'm telling you, it is a big deal, because oftentimes when you have even a comic that might be in a bag for a few months, believe it or not, little bits and pieces can get in there from the comic and such. And so when I pull a comic out of a bag, I turf that bag, I recycle that bag. I don't want to recontaminate a comic after we've worked on it. And I also want the book to arrive at CGC perfect as that book can look. They say that first impressions are very important, or some of the most important things in life. First impressions you make. I feel the same way about comic books. When I send your comics to CGC, I want them to take it out of the bundle and go, wow, these are friggin' nice books. And having a brand new bag and a brand new board, housing your comics, I think adds in that for sure. When I submit, I'll make sure they're old bags and boards. Yeah, please do. Don't use like old gross grimy bags, because that's just not good for your comic. But if you've got used bags and boards, if you're using brand new bags and boards, I'm going to recycle them. So I tell people, don't send them in top loaders, because the top loaders get recycled. Don't send them to me in brand new bags and boards, because I'm going to toss them. So just and if I don't toss them, what I do, I usually use bags and boards for some of my dollar bin comics. So that's where those oftentimes will go. I don't want to fill up the landfill with bags and boards, but I put a brand new bag and board, and every board is 56 point, unless it's like a magazine. I don't have 56 point for magazine. I just triple the board those. And Lord Toth smiles. That's fantastic. Well, guys, unless you have any other questions pertaining to comic book pressing, comic book grading, turnaround times, any advice you might need, I'm going to take off because it's already 7 o'clock and the game's going to start. I'm going to juggle my CGC submission tonight with the hockey game. So let me know what you think. Again, just to remind you, I am going to be at the shop this Saturday for Free Comic Book Day. And we go, Leafs go. And be sales throughout the shop. Again, 15% off all pressing orders this up until this Thursday. So take advantage of that, won't you? And I've announced also I'm going to be at the Niagara Falls Comic Con at the end of May. So I think it's the weekend of May 30th. So if you want to look at the Niagara Falls Comic Con guest list, perhaps you want to have a signature for Signature Series, I will be there to help facilitate that. But you want to go over and check that out as soon as possible. And other than that, I'll be at Whatnot this Friday night after 10 o'clock. Go down, check out the link below for Whatnot. Click on that link if you have not registered already, and that will give you a coupon for $15 off your first Whatnot purchase. I need to drop off my new Green Lantern #1. I want you to doctor. Oh, like vintage Green Lantern #1? Yes, I'd love to. I've worked on many of those. With the clown on the front cover there. Pretty sick. All right, guys. Lord Thoth, good seeing you. Nice to see you on a Tuesday. Okay, yeah, man. Happy to help anytime you're ready. All right, guys. That's it for me. You take care. Have a great night. Thanks for moderating, Lord Thoth. It was a quick one. I do appreciate you being here. My friends, have a great rest of your week. I believe another 2 boxes are on their way back from CGC. I will see you when they get back. Or I'll see you when they're here. And I'll be here next Tuesday. Guys, all the best. Have a great night. Bye for now. Go, Leafs, go.